Give you a really good example of what we're dealing with, what I'm personally dealing with right now. Highly qualified master's level student. She is going to STEM. She's going into computer science. Great qualifications. She could actually get into any program she wants. Problem is, hasn't taken a standardized exam. And in my opinion, I think standardized exams really make a huge difference. The GRE, it makes a huge difference on your application, especially if you're looking for funding. If you're not looking for funding, that's something else. But generally speaking, I think the GRE is really worth it. And that's something else I want to bring up. So the GRE just made a big change in their exam in the last week. In September, they basically shortened their whole entire exam. So it's 50% shorter. So it used to be 4 hours long. Now it's 2 hours long. They cut all the questions in half. And now we only have one section for the essay. So those of you who are preparing for the GRE or need help for the GRE, there is a change in our GRE. So we can help you with that. We can support you with that. Let us know if you guys need any support with the GRE, the graduate record exam. It is a recommended exam if you do want to get highly qualified scholarships and grants and funding. I do recommend taking the GRE.
Yeah, I think also they just don't, maybe they see GRE being waived, right? They're like, oh, why do we need to take GRE when it's waived? But let's talk about why GRE is being waived. It's being waived because of COVID, right? They don't want it's not the norm, right? Like people need to realize like GRE waiving wasn't a real thing. Like you needed to do the GRE to get into basically all the master. But with this COVID wave, right? They're like, okay, no more GRE. I think they did it before, but now all the big universities are saying, hey, we're just gonna like that. Is that kind of, that's my sense of what's really happening.
So I think let me clarify from the university perspective. What we did is we also ended up dropping all of our GRE requirements for a number of reasons. COVID, but also people are finding that the GRE is no longer an accurate measure for graduate school. So a lot of these big schools, Ivy League schools, top 50 schools have decided to make it test optional. So when you hear the word test optional, a lot of people are like, okay, I don't need to take it. But to me, when I hear the word test optional, to me, it says if you take it and you do well, that's going to give you, an upper hand in getting into the program.
I think on the GRE portion, right, my thought is it's a standardized exam, right? I want students to think about it from a university perspective. I'm in University of CSU LA, and I don't know what Jahangirnagar University in Bangladesh is. I don't know what Dhaka University is. I don't know all of these universities. So how do you bring a little bit of credibility here, right? Not a little bit, you bring a lot of credibility when you take the GRE, when you take something like an SAT, right? It's a standardized test. The test doesn't change. It shows your academic ability to do well, right? So it really puts a stamp on you, like, all right, this kid knows how to actually does the math, does the English, okay.